You gotta love the petty. You gotta love the petty, man. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Stacie, and I'm back with another one. So check me out now. Andrew Schultz is petty as a mother effer. Hey, man, dog. You don't know the history between the Brilliant Idiots versus the Joe Budden podcast, the podcast that may be no more. It's gonna probably be more episodes, but I don't know. I'm just talking shit. Joe going through a lot of things, and Andrew Schultz remembers all the shit that they used to talk about in him, and including Rory and Maul. Really, mostly Maury, but they used to talk a lot of shit about that boy over there. And then Andrew Schultz, while they were talking shit, he was actually giving value to the podcast, providing value, and getting his own thing together. You feel me? He more than likely was the biggest driving factor to why Brilliant Idiots has had the success it's had, and started his own podcast that's arguably bigger than this podcast with Charlemagne the God, who was originally the top billed person on Brilliant Idiots. Not saying the top billed person, but he was the people that brought the eyes in. But Andrew Schultz used that to have one of the biggest podcasts right now. Some shit Rory and Maul should have been fucking doing, but maybe they just not talented enough. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take it over to the petty ass Hezzy. Petty ass Hezzy, we gonna go and get into it, man. Listen, if you don't know the fuck I may be, my name is Stacie. Please make sure you subscribe right now if you're new to my channel. Smash the like button, comment as well, and make sure you ring the bell to join the gang. That's know the game. If you didn't know, now you do know. Do better, man. Let's see the boy Hezzy talking shit, dog. This is a victory lap for Andrew Schultz, Charlemagne, and the goddamn victory laps for DJ Academics with Rory and goddamn Mealy Maul. That nigga funny as hell. Let's listen to this.
Yo, life is good.
It is.
Big announcement. I got a big announcement, Charla.
Blessings.
You want to do it now? You want to do it during church announcements, or you want to let it rip now?
Well, let's let it rip now while everybody's paying attention for some other shit.
Let's go.
Okay.
Big announcement.
What's that?
I will be the producer of the new Rory and Maul podcast.
Congratulations.
I am the producer of the new Rory and Maul podcast coming to the White Effect Network. We started a new podcast network called the White Effect Network for strong white voices, and I wasn't sure that about, I'll be honest, I was sure about Rory. I thought that he could be a strong white voice. You know what I mean? And just take awkward sips out of his red cup. But I felt that he needed somebody to be like mixed up with. And then when I listened to the podcast that they recorded at WTF Media Studios, the $2
That was a pilot. That was a pilot episode.
When I listened to that pilot episode, and at first I was skeptical of Maul. I was like, this guy, he doesn't sound, because I wanted a white male voice and I wanted a white female voice for this podcast to really be the cornerstone of the White Effect Network. And I need a strong female voice, and I didn't think that Maul could be that strong white female voice. But when he said, my aura is beautiful, I was like, that's the guy. That is the guy. That is the white woman I need. That you can be the Caitlyn Jenner of podcasting. You can do it. When he said my aura is beautiful, I said, you capture my heart. He captured my heart in that very moment. He captured my heart in that very moment. And that's it there. That's going to be my first podcast. We're looking for other podcasts. You know what I mean? So I don't know if See the Thing is broken up yet, but we're willing to do something with y'all as well. And that's just how things move.
Well, I wish you much success at the White Effect podcast network.
Amazing.
I wish you much success.
I know you can do it.
I'm looking. I mean, like, I think we can. I think if you put your money behind something, and I think you put your passion behind something, and I think if the time is right in history and you get the right voices, you know what I mean? I just want powerful, strong white voices, white female voices.
Is there longevity in that? Is there longevity in that podcast? I don't know. I'm asking because I don't know. I don't know if some things are for the moment, you know, because of
I think so.
You know, the situations that are around it. Is there longevity in that podcast?
Oh, that's a good question. Will people listen to it? I mean, did you listen to it?
I listened to bits and pieces. Yeah, I listened to bits and pieces because people were sending me things. Like they sent me pieces where I was being spoken about.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was strange because it's like, I lead with love, right? So if you lead with love and you show somebody love, I don't understand why that person would turn around and start hating, and then bring you up later to reference you showing them love. It's just strange, but people do strange things, man. God bless.
I didn't watch this shit. So did Rory and Maul mention Charlemagne in the interview? Like, he must be referencing to them because they started hating on him out of nowhere, taking Joe's side and saying the Breakfast Club was gonna be done in 3 months, about 3 years ago. Them niggas is weirdos. That whole podcast is weirdos. I don't know how any of you guys love that podcast that much. I could take Joe in bits and pieces, like every once in a while when something happens, but on a regular, I can't take it, dog.
Bless everybody. I wish everybody the best. When you launched the first episode?
That's the thing. It's I'm not gonna launch any episodes. For the good of the public, I'm never gonna allow.
You should have said. See, the thing is, I'm not gonna launch any episodes.
I missed the opportunity. But no, I tried listening to their episode. And for the good of the public, I think what we'll do is record episodes with them, but just never release them so nobody has to be that bored for an extended period of time. I tried to watch it. I tried to listen to it. And yeah, I mean, they just don't got it, man. They just don't got it. I mean,
I don't think so either. They're never been entertaining to me. They've never been entertaining to me. They are literally ad libs. They just ad lib things that Joe say. Like, I don't get how y'all like that shit. If y'all do like it, I don't know. Whatever floats your boat, keep that bitch afloat.
I wish everybody the best, man. And you know why I wish everybody? You know why I wish everybody the best, Schultz? I send positive healing energy to everybody. You know why?
Why?
Because I want my aura to always be beautiful, man, and I want my energy to always be pure, man. That's it.
You better send some of the energy over to Kwame, boy. He on your ass, boy.
You know what I mean?
That's what it's about.
I wish him. I absolutely, positively wish him the best. I just think it's strange, man. You know how
I'm sorry. Outside of that, I know we want positive energy to everybody, whatever. But you got to admit, there's a couple times that were fucking hysterical. Like you get these clips, and there's just moments that were just so hysterical in it. You didn't laugh.
Break it down for me.
Oh,
I didn't see the whole thing. Break it down for me.
I didn't see the whole thing either. I tried to watch some pieces, and then I had Alex give me a breakdown because it was shot at the beautiful WTF Media Studios.
Oh,
amazing!
So that means Schultz had an advanced copy.
Wait, was it really shot there? I want to know. I doubt it though, but that would be crazy if it was really shot at Schultz Studio. I don't know. He be trolling too much, but that would be fucking crazy.
Don't act like y'all wasn't.
He had the original.
Exactly. Don't act like y'all wasn't in Miami watching that this Minister Society tape when old dog shot them
in the theater room.
Exactly, and old dog shot the people in the convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought there was a hilarious part where they talking about how everybody told them that what's the guy's name? What the fuck is his name?
Who?
The guy who runs the fucking network.
I have no idea.
John.
Oh.
John is his name?
Ian.
Ian.
The lawyer.
The guy who used to rap. The fuck is his name? Jonathan? Jacob?
Jonathan.
Peter, was it?
Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
I don't know, but whatever.
Bro.
That guy that used to rap that did the podcast or whatever, they're talking, Rory and Maul are talking about him and they're like, man, everybody told us that, he's going to rip you off. Everybody told us he's going to do you dirty.
It's not funny.
But then Rory and Maul they're like, but he was our friend. We never thought that he would do that to us. And it's just
that's exactly how everybody in the Trump administration sounds.
Yep.
That's everybody in the Trump administration.
Snake is a snake.
Yeah, it's like you stand when you stand next to somebody and you co-sign them when things are good. Yeah, and then here's the thing, and I say this all the time: if you want to see how somebody's going to treat you, just watch how they treat other people.
Period.
Eventually, it's going to be your turn.
It's coming to you.
Eventually, it's going to be your turn.
I done seen that shit with relationships, friendships, motherfuckers at work, different bosses and everything. That's some real talk.
It's not even rocket science. There's no need to act like it's some complicated math problem here.
Yeah.
If you want to see how somebody's going to treat you, just watch how they treat other people. Eventually, it's going to be your turn.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
But listen,
I don't know. It was a sad moment. I actually kind of felt bad because I'm watching these two guys and they just like looking in the camera and they're just like, I thought he loved me.
Oh, no.
He loved me.
I thought he loved me. I thought it was going to be different with me. I thought he told me it would be different. He told me I wasn't like them other ones. He told me I was unique. He told me I was special. He said I was special. But then he didn't treat me special.
Bro, you sound like you got a hold of a Tyler Perry script.
It felt like it. I felt so bad. I want to give him a hug. I want to give them a hug because they were hurt. Their hearts were hurt.
Dog, podcasting has made Andrew Schultz an amazing comedian. The way he could just do bits off the top of his head. I've seen him live before. You got to go see this man live. He's fucking amazing. And it was his very first show after the whole pandemic shit. Damn, I gotta stop saying stuff like that on this for the algorithm. But it was his first show, and that he was able to go to do live. You feel me? And he didn't really have any material, so he was just shooting off the hip. Dog, it was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful, bro.
He said he loved them,
and Rory thought he was better than this guy. Rory really thought he was better than this guy. The delusion.
He said he loved them.
It's kind of their fault, though.
If you want to see how somebody's going to treat you, just watch how they treat other people. Eventually, it's going to be your turn. And that's why I tell anybody, man, you think that, you're around somebody and they're doing everybody dirty. If you're not checking that individual, and I'm not even speaking about that particular situation. I'm just saying in general, if you're not checking that individual, what makes you think that it's not eventually going to happen to you? I've seen it happen a million times. A million times. That's how a Wendy Williams husband is. Kelvin Hunter. It's like, you watch him do everybody dirty. What made me think it wouldn't be my turn at some point? What made me think I was different?
Listen, man, he love you.
Hey, that's just the truth to the matter. Like literally,
but that's
what
the
it
thing.
is.
It's like you underestimate it. Like, what the fuck is his name, yo? What the fuck is his name? What?
Jonathan.
What you underestimate? Like how he's probably super romantic, bro. Like, you gotta understand, like, if you could convince two dudes, like New York dudes like that, if you got two, I'm from New York, right? So it's like, I'm born and raised in New York, So it's like, the way you gotta tell me you love me, where like, no matter what anybody else says, it doesn't matter. Like, you gotta look into a man's eyes and be like, yo, I love you, bro. Like,
roasting their ass. Ducko, thank you for the subscription, bro.
During yoga,
like the right music playing, like it's got to be special, bro.
Zen.
That's you got to put that behind Patreon, bro. Like I need a Patreon exclusive. I need a Patreon exclusive. I love you, bro. Like just that. Just say I love you, Patreon. I gotta feel what that is like, because that's next level, bro.
Oh my God,
that's kind of fucked up though. Somebody need to fuck him up though. Out of them two, somebody need to just give him like a couple of 30 seconds or do one of them Jake Paul fights or something like that. He owes somebody 30 seconds, bro.
For what?
Yeah, I know
for love, bro.
Yeah.
It sounds like big manipulation to me.
Talk to me, Ivy. What you feel?
Like, just from what I'm hearing, what I'm gathering, there you use the I love you to get what you want, and then when you finish with whatever accomplishments that need to be made, you're like, okay.
Women been doing that to
See you
men for
later.
years, though.
Oh,
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this specific situation. It was really black and white.
Yeah.
It was really black and white. We seen it coming.
I shouldn't have threw that out there, but you know, it's been happening for years.
It was a situation where it became, what's love got to do with it?
Yeah, I mean, because there's no permanent friends or enemies when it comes to business.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But you know, I'm
gotta have respect though, bro.
You gotta have respect, man. Like that's. I saw Kevin Hart, you know, speaking on the situation, and I thought what Kevin said was very, very true. It literally just comes down to, you know, poor leadership skills. But everybody's.
I actually was a supporter of the progression of him and his podcast from afar. To see you publicly shit on the guys that was with you, that's an example of poor leadership. That's an example of why you are where you are. Here's the answer. Point blank. You want to be by yourself. You want to be King Dingaling.
Whoa.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Wealth should be shared, not owned. Facts. So this is a shout out, man.
That shit always funny when niggas say some shit and say facts for themselves. It's like a damn rap ad lib.
To Rory and Maul. You guys were dope as fuck at that job. Once again, I was a fan of the fucking podcast. It's a sad day to see this shit end when you guys were on your way to what seemed to be higher levels of success. I don't sit up here and promote the negativity. Wish there was a world where you can work it out, but you need a good fucking leader that understands it's not just him. I don't think Joe has that.
No.
Everybody is, as much as you may think you are, everybody's not built to be a leader.
And I remember, man. I was in them comment sections in August. I believe it was August when everything was going down and everybody was on Charlemagne's head and on Joe Budden's slab talking about leadership, and also talking about everything Charlemagne was doing was wrong because he was basically fucking with iHeartMedia and stuff like that and working with them. Like, you don't own it, you don't own your IP and everything like that. They was really going crazy, but look how things have changed. Not even a year later, look where we at now. Look what's been exposed. That's why you guys just gotta stop like believing this performative shit. You feel me? You gotta think logically. You can't just think so emotional. Joe is a very emotional guy. That's why I can only take him in bits and pieces. You feel me? You gotta be very calculated with this shit. You can't just shoot up the whole club. Then wonder about where your bitch at. Where my bitch? You bitch in the club. You shoot up the whole club because you're mad. Now you want your bitch. Like, damn, I hope I ain't kill her. Nigga. It's a great chance you did it. It's a great chance you just fucked up everything. Just being dumb and emotional. We gotta stop that emotional thing and think logically, dog. Back to the show.
Because I don't think a leader is something that a leader is not about position, right? Like I can put somebody in a CEO position. I can put somebody in a boss position, but they just may not be built for that position.
True.
You know what I mean?
Some people are great followers.
Yes.
Well, some people are leaders. Some people are lovers. Like, he's a lover. Like,
2 L's.
What about when you lead with love? Can you lead with love?
I think only for so long. You know what I mean? Like, eventually, like...
Oh, that's a good point. Especially in business, right? Because I could be leading with love and... If we're all leading with love in a business and the business is making money, eventually you're going to be like, hey, man, this love is cool, but bruh,
love
what's up with that money?
But isn't love is transparency. Love is direction and helping to build something. Yeah. So you can lead with love because there's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
But not respect.
Yeah.
But here's the
Love
thing.
is
Like,
respect.
you got to understand the trance that he had these grown men in, because not only did he have them so committed and so loved and so loyal, he kept talking about how important transparency was and being there for the creators and supporting the creators. And he had these 2 grown men that loved him so much, that were so deeply in love, they were co-signing the fraudulence that he was saying. Like, he's like, yo, we got to respect creators, pay creators, and full transparency. And they were like, yo, can we get paid? And could you have transparency with the books? And he was like, fuck no. And then they would go on the podcast the next week like, yeah, we're about creators, which that's next level manipulation. And
like, just knowing that if you are a Joe Budden podcast fan and you were so heavy on Rory and Maul and stuff like that, hearing that and seeing everything, you guys don't feel like these niggas were some big cappers? Like the way they used to be sitting on their podcast and being in everybody's pockets, but not even being able to make sure their own pockets was on okay. That's some next level like whack shit, next level cap shit. Like I don't know. You gotta let me know how y'all feel about that, bro.
Next level love. That's cult like. The dude's got a talent.
Well, listen, there's no future in fronting, man. And I mean, that's what I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, don't front. Like, don't sit there and act like things are all good if they're not. Like, you know, if you're gonna get in front of a platform and you're gonna call other people out on their deals, and you know, you're gonna talk about what other people aren't doing in regards to business, just make sure you got your shit straight.
Right.
That's all.
Don't live in a glass house.
So my question is, does it fall on A or does it fall on B and C for not paying attention?
I say it's done because they still under the same numbers as Joe was on. So what if they had got a big deal because they was on the same numbers and made something happen? Do they have to give Joe it? What if they all got 3 different big deals? Would they be still trying to get money from Joe?
I mean, if you start something together and you build something together, I think that. I think it all should be broken down equally. Of course. You know what I mean? Like when we started Brilliant Idiots, how long ago has it been, Schultz?
Shit, it's been so long, man.
Chris Moreau, I got to give my guy Chris Moreau props, man. When Chris came and Chris was like, yo, Charlamagne, you should start a podcast. I was on some arrogant, egotistical shit. And I'm like, why would I start a podcast when I do radio? You know what I mean? But luckily, I listened to Chris and I'm like, yo, you know, I'm thinking about people who I wanted to like partner with. I'm like, yo, it was actually between Andrew and this a white woman. Salute to Jessie Mae Peluso. But, you know, what Andrew
her management
was like,
fucked that up.
Damn.
Was it? I don't remember what happened with that.
Yeah, her management said that they wanted you to do it with her, but not me.
Really?
Yeah. And then that didn't work out.
Oh, I don't remember. But Andrew pulled up and me and Andrew been rocking and rolling ever since. And never have I ever looked at this like this is the Charlamagne the God podcast. That's why it's called the Brilliant Idiots. You know what I mean? From day one, I've always like, yo, we built something together. Like, I don't give up. And by the way, Andrew took the business way more serious than I did and still does. But I know that I get checks all the time.
Damn right.
Right?
Now this what is Joe's argument in the whole situation. He does so much hard work, and these niggas he makes it seem like them niggas are lazy as hell. They don't be a part of anything as far as doing the business and the advertisement, all the extra legwork outside of the podcast, and they feel like they're entitled to it. And Joe's looking around when you see a nigga like Andrew Schultz that took the fuck off by using and basically just using the name of his partner and leveraging that shit. He leveraged the situation to a whole new big thing. One of the biggest comedians in the world right now. I'll say in America right now. You feel me? So like, and they didn't do that. I have no hope in them being able to take this shit to the next level because it's gonna be all brand new for them. Maybe they can, man. I want every black dude to go out. I want everybody to eat, not just black men. I want everybody to eat, but especially black men. Rory not black.
And those checks are chunky. Damn right.
And I don't.
I'll be honest. I always told you from the jump. I was like, listen, man, I'm gonna add value to this podcast one day. I promise you. But I understand the immense value that you add to this shit. And if you want the splits to be different,
I felt like you brought the value to the podcast.
I guess
this is the thing about partnerships, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what we're talking about before anything else, we're talking about is some shit good.
Yep.
Will some shit be good?
Yep.
So if 2 people sit down, it's about talent. Andrew Schultz has been a talented motherfucker.
Thank you, sir.
That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Everything else, you know, it comes later. But at the end of the day, when you sit down and you build with somebody, it don't matter what your status is, what your financial level is. When y'all sit down and create this thing, is it going to be good? When it comes to talent, man, that's all that matters. Y'all both here when it comes to talent. Unless you're just overly talented and you're carrying somebody. But that's never been the case.
That's probably what he thought.
Yeah, but
that's
I
why
felt
he ain't giving the money.
I'll be honest with you, like, I think I've gotten better at podcasting, but when we first started, you were so fucking much more better at me than, I mean, this is what you do for a living, and I learned a lot
I'm a broadcaster.
from doing it with you, but you were, I'm not trying to toot your own horn here, but like, I just learned a lot about talking to someone without an audience. Like, I'm used to talking with people with an audience.
Yeah.
So learning how that switches and like learning these little things, I learned a lot from you, and I think that I've gotten better at it, but more importantly, I'm also thinking, listen, you're bringing this huge audience to the podcast. I don't have an audience. What can I do to help? How can I fill in the gaps? If you're doing all this, bringing the audience, all right, let me make it easier for you. Let me make sure we get the cameras. Let me make sure that we put it up on YouTube so you don't got to worry about none of that. I'll handle some more of the business side. And let me try to build up my career in stand-up so that maybe I could bring some people over here and start listening to the podcast too. So you're not doing all the heavy lifting. And
that's interesting that you felt like that, because for me, like I was saying, I felt arrogant, right? I was like, why would I start a podcast? And one of the main reasons I was afraid to start a podcast, I didn't know motherfuckers would listen.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club is one thing. That's like, that's something we started at Power 105. Power 105 was still a radio station that already had an audience in New York. This is something starting from scratch with a podcast. But when me, you, and Jazz Fly, God bless the dead, my beautiful sister Jazz, when we sat down and we did that Star Shame episode, and we had like 36,000 at the gate, I was like, oh shit. They give a fuck about listening to me outside of Breakfast Club. So, the same way you felt like, oh man, I don't know if we can build an audience, I felt the same exact way.
And Breeding Idiots used to be so much better when them niggas wasn't PC. It used to be so much better. If you're an OG Breeding Idiots fan and you watching this shit, man, y'all remember them dick talks and dick segments, man. Pause. That shit was crazy as hell.
Oh shit.
But the point is, we built something together.
Yeah.
I've never looked at it any other way. I don't give a shit. Like, go Andrew, do your thing. Run with the business. Like, go get the fucking advertisers, set the YouTube up. I don't give a shit. Like, do your thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But you got to have transparent. Like, I think we had trust, but we also had transparency. Like, and it's one of those things where like we make decisions together. Like, I don't make any decision without coming to you and going, yo, do you want to do this? Is this something that you want to do? Don't do this shit because it works for me. Is it something you want to do? And we're lucky where I think we kind of trust each other on these types of decisions.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, go.
Because I want. It's bigger lessons in all of these conversations, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna stop right there. This is an hour and 30-minute podcast. I'm gonna watch this shit on my own, but y'all go ahead and check out the full thing. I may drop the description if I remember to, but if not, go check it out on your own. But listen, that shit just right. The clowning part of them, like, it's funny, but it's necessary because that's what the hell they do. It's necessary. And they was like actually taking shots at these dudes, man, taking real shots at these dudes and saying some shit outside the side of their neck. So this is necessary, and I understand every part of it. So I'm gonna fucking laugh, and they better get their shit together and move accordingly, move the right way, moving forward. Hope they bounce back and come hard, come strong. You feel me? I told you how I feel about the situation. But listen, I'm gonna sign out, move on to some other reactions. It's YeaImStacie, and I fuck with you. And you know why? You fuck with me, man. Yay.